that time again, everyone. Welcome back to another Paletteful Packs video. My name is Monique Renee, and today I have the Petite Paletteful Packs for August. Whoopah! Okay, so the first thing I see here is graphics sketch markers. Oh, okay, so these are alcohol markers. Awesome. I think this is the first time I've gotten alcohol markers from Paletteful Packs, so this will be fun to try. We've also got an Alt Alternatives pigment liner. This is a brush liner. We have a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen bullet nib, size 1.5. Whoa. Oh, it's white. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. And last we have a Pitt Artist Pen in gold, also 1.5. Ooh, this will be fun. Finally, we have our surface, which it looks like a blank pad of paper. So I'm going to go to our little info card and see what this is. So first thing we've got is the Marabu Sketch Markers Heat Set. Express your creative ideas in vibrant, luscious colors. Awesome. So it looks like these guys have a chisel nib and a bullet nib. The chisel nib is great for covering large areas, and the bullet nib is good for details. We've also got the Faber-Castell pens in gold and white. I'm interested to see how these will react with alcohol markers because sometimes the alcohol markers can smudge pens, so I'm going to try all of these out. We've also got the Art Alternatives pigment liner, which is this guy. Like I said before, he is a brush tip, but it is a very fine brush tip, which gets me excited because I love fine tip pens. And the surface we have is the Seth Cole Bristol Plate Finish 5x7. This is a custom sized pad for our Petite pack and has a blank cover. This paper is 2-ply artist drawing board with a plate smooth finish. The surface is designed for pen, pencil, and markers. Awesome. I was hoping this is Bristol board. I like Bristol board best for marker work, so very happy about that. We've got some tips and techniques on the back here. Most of this is stuff that I knew already because I have done a lot of marker work in the past, but I will read them off super quick. Alcohol markers dry super quickly, so you want to work quickly and in lots of layers. For best blending, use markers that are similar in hue or intensity. So you don't want to like have a black right next to like a pale yellow because it won't blend that easily. You want a like more gradual like black, dark brown, light brown, yellow type thing. Think about the direction you're applying the strokes of your marker. I like to do circular shapes when you're doing smooth washes, but you can add texture by doing them in different directions. It's a good idea to swatch the markers. That's always true for any art supply. You can apply the sketch markers over the fine liner pen or apply the pen on top of the markers, so I will definitely test that. You can use a white pen or gold metallic pen to add highlights on your marker drawings. Yes. We've also got our prompts here, which is pirate, pastry, shoe, and cityscape. Drawing a pirate may be lots of fun, especially because we have this gold. We can add some like fun gold jewelry highlights. So I think I'm actually going to draw a pirate for this one. So I've got the Marabu sketch markers right here. So I'm going to start by swatching these. Alright, so right off the bat, I noticed that these are super, super bright colors, which is so much fun. Also, the colors are really smooth. Once I place them down, you can't really see any streaks in them, so that is awesome. We can get some really nice, smooth washes. Now I'm going to try the gold pen, and that is lovely. It's like a nice kind of burnt gold, which I think will be really fun for our pirate character. Next is the liner. Ooh, that's nice. The tip is a lot more firm than I was expecting, so that's really awesome. And then lastly, we have our white pen, which I'm actually going to try to use over. Oh, wow. That is way more opaque than I was expecting. Awesome. I find with a lot of white pens, they can kind of be hit or miss to where they can be really weak when they go over bright colors, but this one is really nice. I'm actually really, really happy with this. So now what I'm going to do is just do some quick sketches of a pirate to kind of get some ideas down. So I want to do a quick blending tutorial because I find that some people can have a hard time blending markers, especially if they've never tried them before. And we have some very extremely different colors, but you can still blend them, and I'm going to show you how. We're going to be using the chisel nib for this because the chisel nib deposits more ink onto the paper. When you're blending, you want to use a lot of ink because if you use too little ink, it's not going to blend as well. I'm going to preemptively take the caps off of these so I have them ready to go, and I'm going to keep one in each hand actually because you want to do this fairly quickly. I'm going to start by depositing the yellow onto the page, and then I'm going to take the red and just start layering it over. And then I'm going to switch back to the yellow, and while the ink is still wet, I'm going to just drag it down. Now, the tip is a little dirty with the red, so I'm going to clean it off over here and then continue. And that's how you do a really quick, simple, easy blending technique with alcohol markers. Something to keep in mind while blending is to think of the colors on the color wheel. Red and yellow are very close to each other on the color wheel, so it's going to blend much easier. Likewise, yellow and green would blend easy too. However, if you have red and blue, it's not going to be as easy to blend, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to start with the blue and deposit it, and then go with the red, and then back with the blue. And it's just a little harder to get that really smooth gradient. We have the lighter yellow, and then going in with the green, going back to the yellow, and just dragging it down. As you can see, this isn't quite as smooth either, and that's because we're using two very light colors. You tend to get a better transition when you're using one dark color and one light color. So it's not impossible to blend colors that don't fit that, but it is going to be a little more difficult. I'm going to use the green and the blue to show you what I mean. I'm going to start with the lighter green color, and then add the darker blue on top. Go back in with the green, and because that blue is so much darker, you're able to kind of grab that color and bring it down. And there you have it. Those are some really quick tips on how to blend alcohol-based markers. Alright, so now we are working on our pirate character. I think she turned out super, super cute. So I sketched her onto the Bristol board, and let me just say that this Bristol board was awesome. It was so nice to sketch on, the texture was really, really great, and the markers just went on so smoothly. I didn't have any kind of streaking or any kind of weird texture pop up, and that's a testament to the Bristol board and to the markers themselves. So I was very, very happy with these supplies, much more than I thought, because I didn't know that Marabou Graphics did alcohol-based markers. I hadn't really heard of them in the list of alcohol-based markers that, you know, are kind of more common. So I was very surprised to see that these are a genuinely really good option for people who want to get into alcohol-based markers. From there, I went in and I started lining with the liner. I really enjoyed it, and I usually don't care for brush liners because I can feel like I don't have as much control over the line as I would like. But this one was really nice because the brush isn't as flimsy as some of those other ones. I like a really firm brush because I have more control over it, and this was really firm and really, really nice. I could get a nice amount of line variant, but if I didn't want line variance, I could control that too. And something that I like to do when I have a limited amount of colors that I can use, for this piece, for example, I really only used red and blue. A good way to kind of differentiate those colors is to add texture with a liner. Something that I like to do with marker drawings especially is to add varying line thicknesses and line weights to the piece. This makes the piece look more dynamic, and you can see I did that with certain areas to kind of make her skin pop out from her hair. I find that if you make the whole piece one line weight, the whole thing just looks a bit flat. And some of the different pieces can kind of like melt together. Like, it was kind of hard to differentiate between like her skin, the shirt, and her hair. So I just made the lines thicker around her shirt so they could pop out from the hair better. This was again easy to do with this pen because it was a brush tip, so I could get those varying line thicknesses really, really easily. Now, I do want to say that I unfortunately lost a bit of footage of coloring, and I'm very, very sorry for that, but you didn't really miss much. I colored the bandana, the vest, and her pants with the very same technique that I just showed you guys using the yellow and the red. I would lay down the yellow, and then I would lay down the red on top of it, and then go back in with the yellow to blend it out. For the background, I just colored the whole thing in a flat blue, and when I did this, I made sure to use circular motions instead of just straight up and down motions, and this made it easier to get the color one solid flat. From there, I went in with the gold pen and I added some details for her jewelry, which was a lot of fun. I think it just gives it that really fun pop. And then I also went in with the white pen for the background, and I added these cool like circular kind of wavy lines. And I just did that because I wanted to do something. I didn't want just a flat blue. So I figured that this pen would be really easy to just create some kind of like cool pattern because it is so opaque, and I love this pen. I am absolutely going to add it to my most grabbed art supplies because it is one of the better white pens that I've used, so absolutely love it. And I also outlined the character too to make her pop out from the background even more. And then after that, I was done. Well, there you have it, another awesome box from Paletteful Packs. I loved all these supplies, and I don't think I have a bunch of these colors, so I'm excited to add them to my collection of alcohol markers. I hope you guys had an awesome time hanging out with me. Once again, if you haven't joined the Paletteful Packs family, check the link below so you can join us, and if you are a member of the family, please put your work on social media, tag us in all of your posts. Use the hashtags Paletteful Packs and Paletteful Prompt so we can see it. I will see you guys next month for another box, so until then, I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next time. Bye!